Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I would like to draw attention to an aspect that the US Secretary of State, Mr. Antony Blinken, might have missed. And that is a little assessment. We stand for freedom of religion and freedom of speech and freedom of the press, freedom to carry and bear arms and all that. Own and bear and so on. So we have this article from, I will show you the hypocrisy basically, and I'm going to show you one thing that the US does and one thing that the US should do if they really believe in what they say they believe in. So this article comes from the Associated Press from today, actually from yesterday, December 2nd, 2022. US targets Russian mercenary group over religious freedom. US respects, religious freedom. That's what I take out of this, right? So the Biden administration on Friday placed a well-known Russian parliamentary organization on a list of religious freedom violations alongside a number of notorious terrorist organizations. Secretary of State Antony Blinken announced he had designated the Wagner Group as an entity of particular concern. Remember this little weasel terminology. Entity of particular concern for its activities in the Central African Republic. Also on the list are, Wagner Group are on the same list with Afghanistan's Taliban, Nigeria's Boko Haram, Somalia's Al-Shabaab, and two factions of the Islamic State group. Okay, good so far? All right. And I'm quoting, "Our announcement of these designations is keeping with our values, an interest to protect national security and to advance human rights around the globe," because we like that, we respect it. End quote. Blinken said, now, countries, and I'm quoting again, countries that effectively safeguard this and other human rights are most peaceful, stable, prosperous, and more reliable partners of the United States than those that do not. Really? All right. Well, but are you one of those ones that you are, peace-loving, right? The one that safeguard human rights, you're the most peaceful, stable, and prosperous and more reliable partners? I wouldn't say so, because if you take the last 30 years, I don't have to go even 30 years, I go with Yugoslavia, I go with Iraq, I go with Libya, I go with Afghanistan, I go to Syria, and all this were not very peaceful from this loving of human rights. But anyway, let's move on, nothing to see here. Now it goes like this, that in addition to his designation of the Wagner Group and the others, Blinken identified China, Cuba, Eritrea, Iran, Myanmar, Nicaragua, North Korea, Pakistan, Russia, Saudi Arabia, Tajikistan, and Turkmenistan as countries of particular concern. So they are of particular concern as the Wagner Group and the other ISIS and Somalia's terrorist groups that they designate. Okay, and this is for religious freedom violations. So again, Blinken identified Cuba, China, Iran, Nicaragua, North Korea, Pakistan, Russia, Saudi Arabia, and two more as countries of particular concern for religious freedom violation. All right, well, you have the right, but let me move to another article where we have something that Blinken is missing. This article comes from Associated Press, and it's from December 2nd, 2022, the same day. Ukraine bans religious organizations with links to Russia. Any country of particular concern here? I don't think so, right? Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky signed a decree enacting a National Security and Defense Council decision to impose personal sanctions against representatives of religious organizations associated with Russia, which invaded Ukraine, by the way. Okay, so Zelensky's decree additionally provided for examination of the Ukrainian Orthodox Church of the Moscow Patriarchate, one of the two Orthodox bodies in Ukraine following a schism that in 2019, blah, 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 blue, blue, blue. So, do you think this action qualifies into country of special interest, babu, biba, baba? As Blinken tries to tell us about China, Russia, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Bakilistan, Bubildan. Do you think just banning certain kind of denominations for security reasons? Well, what if tomorrow Russia says, you know what, for security reasons, we're going to, I don't know, ban Judaism, the organizations of Judaism associated with, I don't know, Jerusalem. Do you think everybody will say it's okay? Because let's say the day before, let's say the secret services or the secret police of Russia, like in any other country, you can call it FBI, you can call it KGB, you can call it whatever, they go and they raid a few of these temples, Judaic temples of Judaism. They go over there to this and they find certain papers that they don't like. And they say, we found this paper and we designated you guys, are actually not keeping us safe. Let's put it this way, nicely. You are an unsafe organization. And we, designate you as this and that, and we ban you. Do you think everybody will say, hey, okay, if it's for your country's safety, that's going to be okay? Let's say tomorrow China does the same thing. And let's say China goes and does something like this with some, Muslim worshippers. And they do the same thing. Do you think that Blinken will say, hey, it's okay because Ukraine did the same thing? Huh? I'm pretty sure they will use a different kind of standards and values. Blinken will put them out of his butt and will say, hey, we don't, no. And then even if you provide the evidence, as the Ukrainian provide the evidence, even with that, I guarantee you that evidence will not be acceptable. Why? Because that's the way things go. So much hypocrisy here. I am for religious freedom. 100%. You can worship whatever you want. You can worship a rat if you do whatever you want. The only thing I ask is that it's a prerequisite of my employment, of me participating in society, and me being able to pursue my happiness. And again, I don't want that to impose on me or on anybody else who doesn't subscribe to that particular denomination or to any religion. Okay, that's the only thing you want to do it the same, for instance, with homosexuals or transvestites or however. Guys, you want to do it, do it. How hard you want, with how many you want, how many times, on any holes you got. You can create some more if you want. I don't care. But I don't want that. I don't want to be required to accept that. Or not to accept, to celebrate it. To be proud of it. And if I say, well, I have some questions, to be immediately fired or have any negative repercussions. I don't like that to be like a religion, a state religion. Okay? That's the same thing with this. Well, worship whatever you want. All right? Now I know that very well that religious organizations in any country are used by other countries for certain kind of particular reasons. I know that for a fact. All right? It's not something that I just put out of my ass. Religious leaders, some of them are the ones that are used to be on a payroll of some, ranks, if you know what I mean. That's all. And I understand that they should be checked. But do not ban a denomination, an organization that is affiliated with a religion. Find the perpetrators. If you find them, then you put them in front of the law and so on. Follow that procedure. You just don't say, well, because you are Russian Orthodox affiliated with the Moscow Patriarchy, that means you must be bad and we ban you. That sounds like exactly what Blinken was crying about. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.